The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Greater Media Productions or Virginia State University. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. Some topics presented may be highly sensitive to some of our audience. Your discretion is advised.
Coming up on Orange Table Talk.
I also feel like I have to be transparent and account for the fact that I don't fit into what people's stereotype is. So I will pass it straight until I say something.
I feel like my confidence came from me beating up people in high school, if I'm being honest. I'm so serious.
Sit back and relax. Orange Table Talk starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Orange Table Talk. My name is Amaya Brown, the Vice President of Greater Media Production.
And I am Malik Johnson, the founder and president.
Today we'll be discussing self-acceptance through Generation Z and millennials in today's society.
Joining us today at the table, like we could not have this conversation without the guests that we have today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the table, Haydee Patterson and Maria Prieto-Morales.
Hey, y'all.
Yes.
We're so thankful and honored to have you both at the table with us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
You want to start?
Yeah, you can go first.
Ladies first. So, hey everyone, my name is Maria. I am currently a junior at State. I am a political science and economics double major. Currently serve an SGA, member Urban Couture, and I am the president of Rainbow Souls.
We're saying all of that stuff.
I mean, if you want to, love, I don't know.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Hello. I am Haydee Patterson, a junior here at the best HBCU in land, Virginia State University, majoring in mass communications with a minor in marketing. I am an SGA as well. I'm the VP of Success and Engagement, the heartbeat of campus. I'm also in Urban Couture. I'm also in Rainbow Souls. I'm also in ASA. I'm also in Panic 2000.
Come on.
The list goes on and on. But we're not going to do that. And I do not like animals. Just let everybody know.
Hates dogs.
But my favorite color is yellow. Everyone, yes.
Such a happy color.
Yes, yellow is my favorite color. But
love it.
Wait, so what would you say your favorite color is?
Pink, baby pink.
Rip. Really? I see that. I like pink.
Maria, what's your favorite color?
Pink.
That's why we get along.
Yeah.
Oh, very
Yellow
well.
and pink actually go really good together.
A good day. Some days are really bad.
Well, I like the color blue, so I guess I'll be the odd one in the group here.
Right.
I'm glad we're having this conversation.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That's really good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and so one of the topics that we wanted to discuss is very much accepting us for who we are. And so my question for you all is, what time of your life did you realize you were different? And at the same time, did you accept that you were different?
I would say, I've always been the same person. However, I really didn't accept myself fully until probably high school. So around 9th, 10th grade, around that time. That's when I had officially came out to my parents. Officially came out to the whole entire world, the world, everybody. Because I never really cared about what everybody thought about me,
Right?
Except for my family.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say around 9th, 10th grade.
Me, I would say a little more recent than that. It took me a minute to really not only accept myself, because I feel like I did that from the beginning, but be able to embrace who I was against society and not fulfilling those standards that I was raised with. I came out to the world, like Haydee said, so to everyone, really last summer. Because I did come out way before that, years before, to friends or selective family members, but I didn't come out at my house, so with my dad. He did not know. And I would say since then, I feel like I've been living in my truth, just because it's I can be myself when I'm at school, when I go home, when I'm with my friends. Nothing has to change. I don't feel like I'm putting on a mask. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a front anymore, because that's how I felt for a really long time.
Like you said, living your truth. I mean, because literally we go through life and then we go through basically living how others want us to live.
Mm-hmm.
So basically living like how social media wants us to live and what it looks nice and whatnot. But then there was nothing in that group where you basically be yourself. I mean,
and if I'm being honest, I really don't call it like being different. I call it being who you are. And like, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, wait, no, he's different because like, he acts like this. Or he's different because he wears this. Right. But it's more so like, it's who you are as a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Because God made you that way. Like, like I'm very big on like my faith. And so once I knew that God accepted me, it was like, forget everybody else. I was gonna say something else, but it's like forget everybody else, and like you have to really be yourself, and that's how people can really understand who you are.
I would say for me, it's kind of a good days and bad days kind of situation, but I'm definitely still learning. I feel like I'm only 19, so I'm still progressing and accepting myself as who I am.
You're 19?
And I am 19.
You look so mature.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. But yes, I'm still young. I'm still developing the persona of the woman I want to be. So it's still taking time for me to fully 110% come to terms with this is who Zamaya is. This is who she should always be. Everybody else can just live with it or not. All right. So I would like to say within the past decade, the LGBTQ plus community has thrived through drag shows, marches, Pride Month. So what would you guys say is the most honorable part of being a part of such an accepting, loving community?
I got a couple things to say. Some good, some bad.
Definitely.
Definitely speak on that.
Yeah.
I feel like 10 years, like you guys said, in a decade, a lot has happened. We have to be grateful for. I'm always in for, recognizing what we have gotten compared to, 100 years ago or 50 years ago. It's a lot different. So I want to say, grateful for all the opportunities that the LGBTQ plus community has gotten, or like even just exposure in the media, just having representation, just feeling like you're not different, that there's people that actually feel the same way you feel. But I think it's very backwards still. I feel like outside the community and in the community, outside the community, there's a lot of people that still have a lot of hatred, still don't understand. And I honestly feel like, me personally, I don't ask anybody to understand anything. It's more so like, just respect me and who I am. Right. So I feel like a lot of people have misconceptions, but I also feel like people in the community do as well. And they play by gender roles. They play by society roles that are there. And at the end of the day, if you're really, going to be yourself, you shouldn't follow what was already set, because you're just contributing to the problem. So yeah.
If we are being honest, like the gay community has basically started almost everything. We basically brung back like the culture of just expressing yourself, like as far as fashion, as far as dancing, as far as music. That's the most honorable part. But like she said, there are some people in the community who are very, what's the word? I'll say ignorant. So like, it has its good days and also has its bad days as well.
Everyone's different, and I will say your experience in the community depends on who you surround yourself with. Just like any other community. Shade. Realistically, it's not like, every gay person's the same. They're not.
They aren't. All right, so I love those answers that you all gave. So let me ask this for you all. After you came out and accepted who you are, or who you are, were you treated different, or did you feel like an outcast?
Well, me personally, if I'm being quite honest, no, I wasn't. Like, I didn't expect much, because I already knew how everybody was going to take it. I already knew what people was going to say. Like, I come from a very tough background, so I already know what everybody was going to say. I already knew what it was going to basically give. So I wasn't really treated different, and plus everybody at school already knew as well. So so it was more so okay, because I played sports. I was an athlete. I played football for 12 years, wearing track. I used to box. So I was very I'll say sporty. So once I came out to everybody wasn't surprised. It was just more so okay, I'm we were waiting. We were waiting. We were waiting. So nothing for me personally, like nothing really changed, and I really wasn't expecting it to change.
Right.
I just stopped like doing like certain things, if I shall say.
Okay. I feel like for me, I never really felt like an outcast.
She's been pretty hard way.
Stop saying stuff. I feel like it did take me a minute to realize that is people, like I said, that like feel the way I feel, that look the way I look. Because for a really long time growing up, I came out when I was 9 to like my mom. I was a kid and I didn't really even know like what coming out was, but I was kind of like, I think girls are like, you know, pretty, and like I think I don't know if I want to be with them. Like I don't know, like that's probably it. And then my mom was like, no, you just want to like be like them. And I was like, sure. And then it was just kind of like the thing of like, you know, you're really girly and like I'm really feminine and I really like the color pink and one of the girliest girl you will see, but that doesn't mean anything. And then people think that means something, that it has anything to do with who I am attracted to. And it doesn't. But I would say I always felt welcome, but I also feel like I have to be transparent and account for the fact that I don't fit into what people's stereotype is. So I will pass it straight until I say something. Mm-hmm. So if I don't say anything, you have no idea.
Wow.
I don't really say a lot of stuff on my social media neither. So it's like, you probably really don't know until like you hear me say something and then it's like, really? And it's like, yeah. So I feel like I can't necessarily say I've always felt accepted because it's always like, you know, people aren't used to seeing something that's different than what they already have in their head.
That is so true. I remember when I first met Maria. I had a few assumptions about her. I did not.
He had a couple more assumptions than he should have had.
I'm going to say them. I did not know. And then when she was like, yeah, I am. Because like, you know, I was trying to like set her up on it. And, like,
a couple times.
And then she was like, yeah, I am. I was like, what? Like, what? Yeah.
Oh,
that's so true.
I'll be honest, as a bystander looking in, I know of you, but not your personal life. Right. But it wasn't until I actually looked at your Instagram page and I saw in your bio, I was like, oh my God.
I was seeing your bio.
So, okay, I actually have something to say about that. So, I didn't even put the flag because, like, for some reason, I just don't want the flag on my bio. I'm Venezuelan. I need to put no other flag. So, what you doing?
I just want to see if it's in your bio for real.
So I put like, it's like, you know how like the male sign is like this, like a circle and it has like arrows, and the female sign is like this. So it's like two little female signs, and I guess that means like I'm gay. I mean, I like saw it and I was like, that's cute. I'm gonna put it on there. I didn't think over.
What did you put that on there?
I have like a reasoning. I was really against it for a long time. Because it's like, I feel like I don't have to announce myself. I don't have to announce that I'm gay. But then at some point in my life, I did feel that way because it's like people invalidate me all the time. It's like, maybe I do have to announce it.
Right.
To show y'all. But it's like, it's not my responsibility. But I felt like now that I came out, I felt like I never posted anything that was like, you know, an indicator that I like girls or even support for the community as an ally. I never posted anything. I never said anything on any of my social media because I was scared my family would see it. And I even like blocked them from seeing my story. Like I did a whole different, like bunch of different things. Wow. I really felt like I was on like a double life. So Hannah Montana. You know, that's what they call me on my house, but that's like a whole different
they call
conversation.
You Hannah?
My dad calls me
Hannah.
I did
think that you would.
Don't do it. Don't say it. Okay. So I put it on there because I'm like, now this is it. And I mean, I probably will like, you know, take it down just because I didn't care to have it on there, but it's just kind of like to prove myself. Like I really don't care what anybody has to say anymore.
Right. So you went through a stage of actually paying attention and caring what other people said, which was different from what you said and how you never cared.
Yeah.
Wow.
Different path.
Different paths. Yeah.
So, Maria, you touched on that you came out to your mom when you were at such a young age. But Haydee, you said you officially came out to like your whole school? Like, describe like how that's a big group of people. Like, how did that work?
So basically, okay, let me tell you the bomb. Okay, so basically, right, what happened was
It always starts off.
Everybody thought that me and like someone was like,
Mhm.
like together. But like it wasn't. It was true, but it wasn't true. Like it was just an assumption.
Mhm.
And so I was just like, you know what? I mean, I'm just gonna give the people what they want. So I just gave the people what they want.
Oh.
And they gagged. And they gagged.
The girls were deceased.
Yeah.
What was it that they wanted?
They wanted to know if I was gay. So I was like, yes, I am.
How do you show them you?
I just said it. I was like, yes. Any more questions, comments, and or concerns?
Clear.
Yeah. That's how that happened.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's how that happened. So yeah, I just went on my day and called it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that was the time.
Get that.
It's gonna be a great episode.
I know
It already is.
so much content.
Okay, so both of you sit here in front of us as very confident people. Now, two things. Would you say you always had that confidence even before you came out? And has being in the multiple organizations already helped you build your self-confidence within yourself?
Yes.
Yes to both.
To all of the above.
Yes.
All the above. I love it.
So coming out was definitely, I had to do it because I was really insecure about being gay throughout like almost my whole life, because I felt like people around me were saying things that weren't nice about gay people. So I was like, that sucks. But then when I didn't care anymore, embracing who I am, definitely confidence went up. I feel like I've always been confident, but it's definitely increased to when I got to school, because also when I got here my freshman year, it was the first time that I was like out to like a whole school, or like
She
before
was
and after. Anyways,
keep it real.
so yeah, let's keep it cute.
Let's keep it hot.
I was out and I just felt really confident because it's like I'm really being myself. And then joining organizations, also just like public speaking, being on a stage. I had never been on a stage before. I'd like joined Urban Couture Models, and I feel like Urban Couture really increased my confidence and like not only who I am, but also the way that I express myself through my clothing. I feel like I can wear anything and make it, me. I don't think I felt that way before. And I will definitely say just holding leadership positions on campus has helped me see a lot of things about myself. I used to be really shy. And now I would say I'm pretty much an extrovert. So, yeah.
I love that.
So as far as, do I feel like if I'm more confident before I came out, if I'm being honest, I can't remember back that far. However, I do know that like my confidence is like very, very high. It's because I hold myself to like a very high standard. So it's like everything that I join, everything that I do on campus, like it's for a reason. It's not just because, okay, like I'm doing this for like, clout or this and the third. I'm doing it for a reason. I joined UC because like, I had like misperforming and like stuff like that. And like, I had Miss Panic auditions. So I was supposed to join Panic before I joined UC. But I had missed the auditions because I was at UC auditions. So then I had to join Panic this year. It was like a whole thing. But yeah, so I had joined UC because like I missed performing. And like when I first seen her perform, I was like, that's me. Like I said. And so that's why I joined UC. I joined Panic because I wanted to get better at dancing, and then ASA. I was in ASA in high school, and then so on and so forth. So it's like everything that I've been doing, it really didn't have nothing to do with my confidence. It just had more so to do with like what I've always been doing. Like I've always been somebody who's like been like doing service since I was young. So it was like this really wasn't nothing new to me. I feel like my confidence came from me beating up people in high school, if I'm being honest. I'm so serious. I'm not trying to be funny.
Hear what he
Can
said.
you
And I was like, wait, did he just say beating up people?
No, because I was like, did he really say beat up people? Like,
Yeah,
why
I
you
mean,
being
I
was
dead?
like,
You're
wait.
right.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Wait.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because like when I was younger, I used to get like bullied, right? So like everybody used to like think, okay, well, like we're gonna bully him and like he's not gonna do anything. But like Yeah. They gagged. So I feel like that was like a part of it. And then plus like I was raised in like a very tough household.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have very tough skin. So I feel like that was also a part of it. And then like, just going on like the journey that I'm on now, like that really is like what is like building my confidence. Everybody thinks that my confidence is actually sky high. It's there. Not gonna lie, I am a little shy, just let everybody know.
He is lying.
No, I actually
everybody in this room.
I actually am a little shy. That's actually a fun fact. I actually do get shy sometimes. But yeah, so I think that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let's backtrack just a little bit. You all mentioned UC and Panic
2000, the only performing arts organization on Virginia State's campus.
Well. You want to tell the people exactly what that is, the abbreviation, what that means, so that they know.
UCME stands for Urban Couture
Models Entertainment. We entertain.
We are a modeling organization on campus. We were founded in 2012. We are an urban modeling team. That means like we do like different like tricks and turns and stuff like that. Panic 2000, the only performing arts organization on campus, has singing, dancing, acting, anything that you can literally think of, you can join. We do have auditions in the fall if you guys want to join. For both teams, thank you. Any more questions about my organization?
Rainbow Souls?
Rainbow Souls.
I'll talk about her. Rainbow Souls is the LGBTQ plus organization on campus. So fun fact, when we came to campus, and we started fall 2020, the organization was nowhere to be seen because people had already graduated that were on the e-board, so nobody was in charge of it. Haydee had the great idea of bringing it back. So he contacted advisors, he contacted a lot of different people just to make sure that we could have the organization back. And we have been doing intake ever since fall 2021.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And so you were the president, fall 2021?
Yes. Yes, I was the president. I was Mr. Sophomore at that time as well. I missed Mr. Sophomore. But yes, I was the president of Rainbow Souls at that time. And then like Maria was the vice president. And so, but like once I joined SGA, I felt like with this position, I really couldn't have any leadership roles outside of SGA because I really wanted to focus on this position. So, wow.
So now I'm the president and Haydee's the king.
Yes. Oh, yes. I am the king of Rainbow Souls, the face.
I love that. Okay, so let me ask you all this question before we move forward.
You getting
I'm scared.
The background, where you are today compared to where you were years ago as a child, as you were coming up and you came out. What was that like? What's different now than years ago, other than your sexuality?
Everything. So I was born and raised in Venezuela. And stop. And I was living there until I was 13. No, I was 14 years old. And I came here and my whole life changed. So I grew up, I do have an older sister, but I grew up as an only child. And then I moved here, and my two little siblings. So now I have two little siblings, and I kind of grew up as an only child. So that was different. And then just being in a new country and a new culture. Right. And then coming out. So I feel like everything has changed. It's one thing on top of the other, but it feels great, honestly, to be at the point I'm at.
For me, I would say, well, not everything. I would say like all of the main things changed. A
lot of things.
A lot of the main things have changed, like as far as like all the stuff that I do, my friend group, just like almost everything. But what I will say that also changed was like I like my relationship with God. That changed as well because like I grew up in like a very big household, and like my family is very big on like church. So like I really didn't go to church as much as a kid because I was always either at football practice or like I would have like games, tournaments, like different things like that. But then once I stopped playing football, I got really big on trying to like know God and like understand my path. And so like as I'm still going on this journey, I'm still trying to understand that. So I feel like that is one of the biggest things that changed.
Wow.
Amen.
Oh, really?
So what's changed about you, Zamaya?
Oh, yes. Oh, my
As
God,
a
let's
child.
get into y'all. Y'all asking us all the questions. Yes, what's changed about y'all? Come on, let's get in.
So growing up, I was never in a stable household because since I was 8 years old, from 8 years old till like 17 years old, I was always moving. I've moved maybe 13 or 14 times my entire life. Yeah, so it was kind of, it's hard finding who you are if you're not in one location. Yes. Like you can't have stable friendships, stable relationships. It got to one point where it was like, we were moving so much that I didn't even unpack the boxes from one house. So I was like, okay, we're just going to get up and go again. So they could just stay in the corner over there. But yeah, it was hard finding who I was, finding relationships, friendships, if I was never comfortable in my environment. But that was then. Now I am myself and I take myself with me wherever I go. So it's not necessarily finding myself in my environment, but just remaining myself wherever I go in life. So that's what
Oh my God.
That was great.
Okay.
You really
Thank
spoke.
you.
Yeah.
I love that. Growing up, it was very. It was good. I had a great childhood. But accepting for myself, accepting me for who I was very a little difficult. And accepting my truth and being me was difficult. The way I am, you said I sit here and I look like intense or whatnot, like tension, and I need to relax. Well, about that, it's actually very difficult to do that. And sometimes because literally, I did this to myself growing up where it was always keep it professional at all times. That was my problem. And that was not because of my parents, not because of the people around me. It was because of me. There was a quote that was shared with me that really changed my life, but I guess you could say had a positive impact and a negative impact, where it was, the quote was, the minute you step out your house, you're on stage. So, so because of that, literally the way I carry myself and the way I am,
Feel like you're being watched?
Yeah.
How you dressed, how you talk.
Yes. It's always,
That's a lot of pressure on you.
You might just gave me something.
You just gave him an Instagram camera.
You might just gave me something. Yes. I'm going to use that one.
But I feel like
I can see why you said
I can
that.
see, yeah. I can see why you said that.
If I'm not gonna lie, I really understand that. Like I definitely understand that, because my parents used to always say, like, once you leave the house, you're necessarily not only a representation of yourself, but a representation of like almost everything. So like I can definitely see like why you said that. Yeah. Wow.
I feel like it's kind of hard to get out of that place of feeling like everybody's watching me and everybody cares about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And it's really hard to not care completely. And I feel like, honestly, social media comes into that, because I feel like everyone puts on a front and everybody kind of, in a way, because, you know, nobody is really sharing their losses in social media. It's kind of like, oh, look at me on my trip. Like, look at me on a night out. Like, look at me with, like, you know, my best outfit on and my best angle and the best lighting. Like,
and my fashions. And
his fashions, which is cool.
At the real
but also, social media is not real life. And I feel like it's kind of like that same thing that you're being put on a stage. I like that.
Yeah. So to go from there, it came about my brand, which I had back before and then personal brand, but also the clothing brand that we're going to get ready to get into, and why we named this episode the episode it is. So back at home before I got to college, I created the brand called Unapologetically Me. The reason being was because like I was telling Zamaya, it was not that I was in a dark place of my life. It was a place of basically, I guess you could say, insecure. And so in this place, it was very much, I knew I was different because by the way I walk, the way I talk, but that's because of who I was around most of the time growing up. So it wasn't about me or anybody else, but it was just because for the men, I was always had female friends. And for the men, it was very difficult because it was always in high school at that time. The conversation were always how many girls you got, how many bodies you done, you know, and the smoking, the drinking.
Oh my Lord.
So that was the conversations from the men in high school. And so I'm like, I don't know about this one. And then that's where the brand Unapologetically. I'm like, you know what, Malik? I don't know about you, but just be you. Mm-hmm. People love you for being you.
We are.
And so with that being said, what does being unapologetically me, and what does that mean to you all?
Well, first, I would like to say, in middle school, I did have a girlfriend. I would like to say that. Just that's a fun fact. You know, if everybody, if anybody asks you, I did have a girlfriend in middle school. I had two, by the way.
Y'all should see a picture of him back then.
Nobody said that. But what does unapologetically means to Haydee? Well, it means to be yourself 110%. It means to always walk in your truth and speak in your truth. Don't ever let nobody tell you who you are. There are always going to be a lot of people to tell you about yourself, but it's going to be for you, like if you take it or not. You always just have to be honest with yourself as well. You have to tell yourself the bad things that you don't want to hear, so that way that you can take it and like just fix it. That's what unapologetically means to me.
I think I'm not your daughter. You're my brother. But to me, it means honestly holding yourself accountable, because I feel like be you, do everything that you want to do that's going to make you happy. However, sometimes we do things that don't make us happy, or we do things to fulfill somebody else's like expectation or society's expectations, or we may post a picture because we feel like, oh, somebody's gonna like this, or whatever the case may be. I think you need to hold yourself accountable at those points and just not only be yourself, but not do those things that don't serve you, and also just want to grow as a person. Like, know that like you're here and that's great that that's the person you are, but you still can learn so much more about yourself in the coming years, and doing so many different things and meeting so many new people.
I love that.
To piggyback off of the three of you, to me, unapologetically me stands for you're the author of your own story. You get to write your future. You get to write your destiny. Nobody can tell you who you are meant to be.
That's right.
You are your own person. You make the decisions in your own life. So F what everybody else got to say, it's all about you. It's your world, shawty.
And I feel like a lot of people, especially at this university, I feel like a lot of people do not really understand that. And I feel like they let a lot of their friends or like
peer pressure.
Like I feel like everybody like let those people like just decide like who they are instead of just like actually being like who they want to be. A lot of people, by the way.
Like, so many people.
I thought you about to
oh, no. I'm not dropping no names. I'm not going to pay for this. But, no, I feel like he's right. I also think a lot of people just want to be comfortable in what they know, and they don't want to seek anything outside of that. So if that's your friend group that you have that is not good for you, it's not helping you grow, it's not helping you seek new opportunities, but you're comfortable, so you're not going to go seek new friends, you're not going to go outside, try to like make some better friendships. So it's just kind of like,
Yeah, because most times those friends that you think you're comfortable around are the ones that you should not be around. If you're too comfortable, well, let's not say that. If you're too comfortable around them, then like you need to find friends who make you uncomfortable. Like
you need somebody who's gonna tell you the truth. Haydee and I's friendship, just because I'm saying that you need people that you're not 100% comfortable with, that help you grow. Because Haydee is one of my friends that I know if I go to him for some advice, he's gonna tell me the whole truth. And he's gonna tell me exactly how he feels, and he be right a lot of times. Too many times. But I think that's a part of it. Like, you need somebody who's gonna help you grow, because if I go to my friend that I know is gonna tell me like, no girl, like, you're good.
A lot of those.
I know I'm not gonna grow. I know I'm not gonna do what's right for me. So what do you think of? Aww. Somebody kick him out.
Well, with that being said, I want to thank you both for joining us here at the table, the orange table, where we keep it hot, honest, open, and transparent.
Oh, wow. I like that. Hot, honest, open, transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we keep it hot around here.
Yes, that's nice. Please make sure you vote for me for Mr. Virginia State. Thank you.
Yes, where can our viewers find you and connect with you?
Yes, so my Instagram is at Victoria 2A's Prieto. I just want to say really quickly, my name is not Victoria. And I want you guys to put this on there. My name is not Victoria. That is my middle name. However, that is still my name. So, I don't get upset. I was just saying it's Maria.
You can find me on Instagram at @TheRealHaydee_. You can find me in Moore Hall as well. You can find me in Foster. You can find me on campus.
Do not try to find me in Foster.
I am a free agent, by the way. But make sure you have your stuff together. That's it.
And you look the part.
I love that. Go ahead, girl. Come on, let's close this thing out.
Thank you all so much for tuning into the Orange Table Talk. You can follow us at Greater Media Productions and follow our YouTube at GMP TV. Again, I'm your host, Zamaya Brown.
And I'm also your other host, Malik Johnson. And we will see you all next week at the table.
You better tell me your name, baby. I said, talk to me for a minute. Come on and talk for a minute.